So welcome here to Warsaw, where the OSCE meeting about human dimension implementation is being kept. And the Truth Seminar will report here from this conference and interview people and officials about certain matters which we find interesting. We will try to go behind the scene of certain cases which is running in the OSCE regime and interview people who have relevant information about the subjects which we are interested in. The OSCE is short for Organization of Security and Cooperation in Europe, and have a lot of member states, not just from European countries, but also from former Russia and former USSR and Russia, and also USA and Canada is part of this meeting here. That means NGOs, other people who are interested in certain legal or political matters, social matters, can raise questions to the nations through their delegation or their ambassador, which is present here. We have interviewed different people. The first interview you will see here now is with a woman called Raffaella Di Marzio, which is a Catholic school teacher in Italy. And she will tell her story about how she was part of Anti-Sect Organizations, Anti-Sect Organisation, which was running different cases against spiritual movements and spiritual schools in Italy, such as Ananda Assisi, Atman Yoga School, Archeon, and Damanhur. Some of them are very big, some of them are very famous in Italy. And she's telling now her point of view, let's say seen retrospectively, how she was part of this organization and realized that often such anti-sect movements are actually causing more harm than good to our society, due to the fact that simply they have prejudices, they have the certain agendas which is preventing them from actually seeing, let's say, the entire perspective on certain spiritual schools which they are investigating. So here's this interview with Raffaella. Enjoy, and we will return with more interviews, more reports here from the OSCE meeting. We have just been in this side event here at the OSCE meeting in Warsaw, where Soteria International was keeping our side event about stigmatization and abuses of spiritual movements in Italy and Romania. And welcome to you, Raffaella Di Marzio. You are was one of the speakers in this event, and could you say a little bit about your participation in this side event? What were you speaking about there?
Yes, I'm here as a scholar, and because I am involved in this field, in studying, researching in this field about new religious movements, and sometimes called sects or cults, for many years. And in my life, I have been involved in some anti-cult movement in the past, and I was convinced that inside dangerous cult there were many abuse on people, on children, and sometimes I know that this can happen. But I realized at a certain point of my life that this can happen in everything, in every kind of organization, and also in a Catholic organization or Orthodox. So this is not a problem of cults, sects, or new religious movements. It's a problem of life. And inside each organization, religious or not, can be someone who abuses another person. I realized this when I received some requests of information and help from members affiliated to religious movements. So I understood that these people was accused for nothing, because the majority of this religious group are innocent. But media and police and prosecutors very often accuse them by cliché or stigma the sect, the cult are dangerous, destructive, and they brainwash people. But these kind of things are only stigma because they are not founded on the fact. I realized this when I spoke with them. In the anti-cult movement, at the beginning of my interest in this field, we said you must not speak with people affiliated to new religious movements. You have to speak only with ex-members, because ex-members have the truth. If you speak with the people affiliated, a religious group, he's brainwashed. He says not what is the reality because he is brainwashed. People are brainwashed.
So the anti-sect organizations, they have a certain protocol of procedure of how they deal with new religious movements?
Sometimes, yes. Not always, but very often. They discourage their member to speak with people affiliated, and they take in consideration only the story of ex-members who are suffering, who they say we are brainwashed, and so on.
Yeah.
So this was my problem.
Can you tell us what was this organization, Anti-Sect or Anti-Cult Organization? What was the name of the one you were part of? And maybe a bit about how it was organized economically also, like what is the background, who's founding this kind of organization?
This is another problem, because when I was involved in this field, this at the end of the 90s, at the beginning of 2000 until 2001 to 2002, I was a member of a Catholic association about this matter. And inside this Catholic association, there were many people, and they are different. There was not a protocol, established protocol, written, but we know that we have to do so. This is the problem. It is the mentality. It is not written, because if you read the charter of this organization, it is wonderful, because we are Catholic, we respect other religion. It's good because Catholic Church respect the other religion. But if you go inside and you are one of them, you know that this is the truth. But you can understand this only if you join really this environment, and so there is nothing written. This idea is generalized, is spread inside each organization who works in this field, anti-cult organization. But they don't write this law.
Why not?
Because
how does it work?
they love to say to the world, we are good people, we respect freedom of religion and belief, but in practice it is so. In fact, when I began to speak with people affiliated and also some religious leaders, the problem began for me, and I was forced to go out this world. This is a fact.
Can you tell us a bit more about your personal story, like more from the beginning, maybe to tell what happened with you since you had this experience?
When I began to speak with these people, I could compare the story of ex-member or religious group and the story of member still affiliated. And I could compare these two different truths. And each person was right and was wrong. Because if I tell about my experience, I tell something. If you are here with me, you can tell something different from me. But we are both wrong and both right. So the cult phenomenon is so complex that we must be very careful in this field. I was not careful at the beginning. Only when I saw with my eyes people suffering about this situation, I began to think about this. And when I began to cooperate with the organization like CESNUR in Italy, the CESNUR, Center of Study on New Religions, speaking with scholars, academic people, I understood better many things about cult religions, and I began to change my mind. Now I know that inside some religious movements, some people is abused. Yes, this is right. But also anti-cult movement can abuse people, innocent people, only because they have a different spirituality. This is not fair.
An organization like CESNUR, it is an association or it's an institution, or how is it funded?
An international center of studying about new religions, but it is specialized in Italian situation, and the main task is to publish an encyclopedia of religion in Italy. And we have published it the last in 2012. This international center is more objective about this matter and describe each group who is in Italy, each group, without judgment, only describing what is this. This is the opposite way. The anti-cult movement judge. I think they don't study, they judge people. And I think this is the main problem, the information, the information spread by anti-cult movement. They are not reliable information because they repeat media ideas or some bad experience of someone, and they repeat always this, and they don't go there for studying the group.
But why do they do this? I mean, they obviously, how you explain, they have connection to media.
Yes.
They have good connection to the media in Italy. They have good connection to governmental fundings.
And the police.
And the police.
Yes.
So how come the authorities, the official institutions, are having trust in organizations like CESNUR and FECRIS when they obviously are, let's say, becoming the fanatics which they are fighting?
Okay, this is a problem, the main problem. The problem is the stigma. The stigma is established in Italy. There are dangerous cults, there are destructive cults, and in this religious group, people are brainwashed. This is a dogma.
In this environment?
Yes, and some politicians, some people who have power in Italy agree with this idea. So they try to help this FECRIS organization because they think that this is a good thing, that FECRIS organization are really helping people abused by cult. So this is the problem, that the stigma is established, and they think that FECRIS and this group are the best organization who study this particular religious or spiritual group. I know that law enforcement and politicians and some other people call also CESNUR. CESNUR is a academic center, international center, who has another idea opposite to fake news.
Yeah.
But media are not interested in this way of facing a phenomenon. Media like something bad to say about abuse, because people are searching this kind of news.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know why, but this is the situation.
So we need actually, we might need a watch.
I think we should.
Or what is the work you are doing now? How would you categorize that?
I think that the first thing to do is to create an observatory where there are not people who have prejudice about minority religion. And I think that the problem is that no one monitor and watch what Fekris is doing in Italy now. And there are many groups who works against someone else. But in this case, Fekris in Italy is the main reference of the police. This is the problem. The government have to watch about this matter and ask to the police, why do you ask these people for information? Why do you ask someone else, academic persons or scholars in this field for many years? Why only organization, anti-cult organization?
And what the persons who are, let's say, in charge of these anti-cult organizations, do they have a special education for studying these things, or what kind of people are they from an education point of view, social point of view?
The majority of people who join this anti-cult movement are people who in the past had some problems with some religious group. In Italy, for example, one of these groups, the Fekris, the Favis, is member of Fekris, is founded by a father who was worried for his son who joined a spiritual group. This is the president of one of these. And another person has some problem with Jehovah's Witness and founded another. This is the problem. These are not people objective.
And then they say that the only people you should listen to is ex-members, meaning themselves, basically, or people in the same situation as
this
themselves.
Is the big problem.
Yeah.
And another problem, when they are investigating a group, they, police or prosecutor, or don't call actual member of this group. This is not fair. They don't. The only truth is the anti-cult truth, and they don't listen to people who actually join, and they are happy.
And have a different experience.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about your story, this case story with Archeon, which you also referred to in the side event?
Yes, the story began like many other stories, because since 2001 I have been studying many groups in Italy for my contribution to the encyclopedia. So it's the same, at the beginning the same. I was, one of them called me and asked for help. In this case, one member affiliated, and I didn't know this group, so I called Chesnor, and I said, I have a new group. I would like to begin to research so we can publish something about this group. And Chesnor said, good, because this is good for the encyclopedia. It's the beginning of my, it's always so. So I met these people. They are under investigation, but there was not so clear the situation. There was only the investigation at the beginning, the investigation.
What were they accused for?
This is the criminal association, abuse against children, violence, private violence, and fraud, and and mind manipulation. These are the same, but it was at the beginning. There was no trial. I met these people, and it was an open conference like this, and there were about 80 people. Some of them, some other people not involved in Archeon, and they were only curious to listen to me about the problem of cults, media, and about my way to explain what was happening to them, because they were under attack. So it was a conference. During the conference, in the middle of the day, there was a raid of police in this place, and the police come in and take our ID, and they asked me who I was. I explained, I am a scholar, I'm here for a conference. And the police stayed there 2 hours and then go away, and we went on the conference until 8 o'clock in the evening. Some days after that, I wrote an article, a paper on my website, and I said, I met these people. I don't think they are a dangerous cult. I don't think so, but it would be a mistake, I don't know, because I don't know very well the situation. But I would like to improve my knowledge about this group. I wrote this because my idea is different from the media idea. And in the meantime, in my website, there was a forum of discussion, and was opened a forum in which people still affiliated to Archeon and people no more affiliated began to discuss each other. And it was very interesting for me because on the same subject, two different people said two different things. I was studying this discussion, and because I was the moderator of this forum. Yeah. And it's very interesting. In the meantime, in the website of the CESAP, the Center of Studies, who started the case Archeon, someone began to say, but who is this scholar? She is not scholar, she is the new guru, she is helping a very dangerous cult, she is rumors, something strange on internet about me.
On the Chesnor website?
CESAP.
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 And, but I didn't care, because I thought there was no problem. The rumors, the defamatory things, but no problem. Until one day, a friend called me and said, Raffaella, your website is no more online. What? I switched my computer, my website is closed, and there was the chart of the prosecutor said this website is closed for, it was the number of the decree. And while I was watching my website dead website. Someone rang at the door. I opened the door and there were the police in my
At your door?
yes, with the chart, the notice of investigation against me, and I read the investigation. In the paper, the prosecutor said that I was guilty of the same crimes.
Charged for?
Yes,
didn't-
yes.
Yeah.
I was a member, not member of Archeon. I was the new guru of Archeon, and I was charged with the same crimes of the other.
Uh-huh.
So abuse against children, private violence, mind manipulation, and so on. And this was a very, I was traumatized. And so I could not to go on with my research. I had to stop for 3 years because after 3 years, the prosecutor there's no, nothing, you did nothing.
The prosecutors,
Nothing.
all
Yes.
the charges failed.
Yes.
You were never,
Yes, no trial, nothing.
trial.
But they forced me to shut up about Archeon.
who forced you? The police?
The prosecutor.
Prosecutor?
Yes. At the end of the trial against Archeon, the judge said what I said in 2008. So this is not a dangerous cult because the trial is finished. And Archeon, the judge said, is not a psycho cult, is not a dangerous cult.
But what happened with Archeon? Because what I heard from the conference is that it doesn't exist anymore.
Yes, they worried. They had many problems, and in 2008 they dismantled the association. Now it doesn't exist anymore.
Not under a different form. There's not the
No,
practitioners. They
Nothing.
don't meet.
No.
So simply this investigation of Chesno and the persecutions, it destroyed the organization.
Yes, but the name is CHESAP.
Chesa, that's good. Sorry.
CHESAP. Yes, this is, they won. In this case, they won, yes. It's a pity, but it was too much. It was too much. People worried for children, for their job, for their families. The founder of this organization decided to dismantle.
So what do you think, if we kind of sum up, what is the solution for this situation in Italy and also in other countries? Because Italy is not the only place we see this happening. What is the perspective? What is, let's say, your future vision about what to do about this quite serious situation in Italy and other places? Like we see Human Rights Without Frontier, Soteria International, other organizations trying to intervene now.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen?
I think that the first thing is the state must be neutral. The neutrality of the state in this matter, in the field of religious groups, spiritual groups, the state must be neutral. And if the state needs to understand about these groups, they have to search academic centers who spread correct information. Not groups who are spreading stereotypes. The best thing is for me to organize a center of studying about this matter in which can be a dialogue between ex-member and actual member affiliated. So if they can speak each other, the conflict can be solved in some way.
But this is at, let's say, the grassroots level. That's where you can do the actual work. But another question is, why is, for example, the Italian authorities, I mean, they must know what Cesar and Fegris others are doing. Why are they encouraging this kind of organizations? We see it both in France and Italy.
Yes, but the authorities don't know really what these organizations are doing in Italy. They don't know. So we are here because we have to explain them what's happening in Italy. They don't know. This is the problem. We are here because the Italian government don't know anything about this matter. Even if 4 different politicians spoke in the parliament in the last previous government in Italy, and asked for the first time, it was the first time, asked something about like your question, and there was no answer. So they don't understand.
But then another question is, do they want to know?
This is a good question.
Could they have a reason for not wanting to know?
This is a good question. It is possible. But I think that in our parliament there are some politicians who are sensitive, and we have to contact them for helping us.
I can also ask you in a different way, is it possible that there is positive initiatives in our society, in Italy, other places, which the government or the people in power do not wish to, let's say, encourage to continue? Because you mentioned in the lecture that one of the, or also was your colleague, Camillo, who mentioned that it's when it reaches a certain rate of interest, a number of participants, that these organizations seems to start to be investigated, like Archeon and the Atman Yoga School. So why is it like this?
I don't know. Sometimes people create deviance for some secret goal. A problem doesn't exist at all, but someone is interested in creating some problem. Perhaps because they like to force people to see in another place where there is no problem, because there is a real problem in another place. You are your eyes must not see the real problem. You have to see the non-existent problem. So sometimes it happens in our society. We create deviance for thinking about another thing. For example, the economical crisis in Italy. This is a real problem. People without job, this is a real problem. People who suicide because have no job, this is a problem. These are problems that are not so important for media. They prefer to speak about colds, dangerous colds. Why? I don't know.
Okay, thank you very much, Raffaella.
You are welcome.